Do you need to register in every single state just to issue a resale certificate? A lot of sellers are told yes, and that advice does sound logical, but it's usually wrong. And following it blindly can create way more sales tax problems than it solves. So today we're answering a very specific question. Do you need to register everywhere in order to provide resale certificates? And the short answer is no. But there are details behind this that matter, so if someone tells you otherwise, you should absolutely question them. And here is the core rule most people get wrong. In most states, you do not need to be registered just to issue a resale certificate. What actually matters is why you're buying the product. If you're purchasing inventory strictly for resale, meaning you intend to resell it and collect tax from your customer later, you can usually provide a resale certificate even if you're not registered in that state. Resale certificates are generally about intent to resell, not blanket registration. And this is where a lot of bad advice starts. People assume registration is always required, so they default to register everywhere just to be safe. Well, that's not safe. That's expensive. With that said, there are states that are exceptions, and these matter. There are a handful of states that do require registration in order to issue a valid resale certificate. Those states are Alaska, California, Washington, D.C., Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, Maryland, and Mississippi. In these states, registration may be required before a resale certificate is considered valid. But, and this is critical, that still does not automatically mean you should register. Here's the part that often gets left out of the conversation. When you register in a state, you're not just unlocking a resale certificate. You're also telling that state, you are now a registered seller. You will collect sales tax on taxable sales into that state. You will file sales tax returns on an ongoing basis. And that means ongoing filing requirements, ongoing compliance, ongoing exposure if something goes wrong. So if you register in a state only to get a resale certificate, you may be creating a permanent compliance obligation you didn't actually need. That's the can of worms, and once it's open, it's hard to close. In most situations, the decision to register should be driven by nexus, not resale certificates. If you have physical or economic nexus in a state, registration usually makes sense. But for those exception states I mentioned earlier, deciding whether to register solely to obtain a resale certificate is a business decision, and one that should be made with a sales tax professional who understands the trade-offs. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, and this exact confusion is why we built Resale Certify. Instead of guessing which states require registration, which don't, which resale certificate format to use, or whether you're accidentally triggering compliance, Resale Certify makes it simple. With state-specific logic and one-click resale certificates, you can issue the certificates you need without registering everywhere and creating unnecessary risk. If you're dealing with suppliers, drop shipping, or multi-state inventory, this saves time, money, and headaches. And you can learn more at certified.handsoffsalestax.com, or just pause the video and type this URL. But what about resale certificates with print-on-demand services such as Printify or Printful? Managing these resale certificates can impact your margins. And for more information on that, check out this video. And remember, when in doubt, always consult with a sales tax professional.